people who have self-love tend to make better decisions, take more risk, and be more successful. Today, we are going to explore what they do to foster that sense of self-confidence and personal care. Welcome to Emotions in Harmony. I am Dr. Carmen Roman, a psychologist specializing in stress management, and today I am here to guide you on this beautiful journey of self-love. So get comfortable, take a deep breath, and join me in this reflection, because you deserve to dedicate time, attention, and most importantly, love yourself. Before we dive into the topic, I have two announcements. I have right now a free masterclass called The Magic of the Vision Board. This is a pre-recorded episode that we did live last January, and it was wonderful. So I think it's very good if you have it. The class is in Spanish. Once you register, you can get the class for 30 days. You can get access for 30 days. So enjoy it. And talking about self-love, if you ever felt the need to strengthen your relationship with yourself, learn to value yourself more, and build a solid foundation of emotional well-being, guess what? I created a 29-day challenge for you in Spanish. So I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned until the end because I am going to explain you more details about it. Now let's talk about today's masterclass. This was a masterclass that I did live a couple months ago, and I truly consider that you should have it here in the podcast and in YouTube. It should be open to the public. It's focused on how really you can fall in love with yourself again. So hopefully you enjoy it. We did some little cuts to cut some people participation, but I think the classes in general is amazing. Let me know what you think at the end. Let's dive into today's topic. Let's begin. I love today's topic because it's teaching us something that we know when we are born. We know how to be self-centered and smiling and compassionate to us and to everybody. And then we lost that as we grow up. And it's natural, yeah. It's life, it's experiences in life. Nobody to blame for. It's just part of the process of growing up. And later on in life, when we want to talk about self-care and self-love and self-compassion, it can be misinterpreted as narcissism or selfishness or being selfish or, being self-centered. Now self-centered is a bad word. So today we are on the mission to recover that birthright for us, to show love to ourselves, to show compassion. Okay, so this is what we are going to talk about. Why self-love is important, the benefits of self-love, how to fall in love with yourself, like strategies that you can follow to fall in love back with yourself. Self-love means trusting yourself, trusting the decisions you make to take care of yourself. Self-love means that you can rely on yourself to prioritize your needs, to care and to work for your well-being. As I was telling you, self-love is this building this trust again that you can rely on yourself. And sometimes, literally, we are the ones who abandon ourselves. Sometimes it's not others. When I work with, I have worked with a lot of women or men also who are in a domestic relationship that is violent. when we go back and we work, we establish these limits and boundaries, and sometimes they are harder to forgive themselves than the other. They can forgive the other, but they cannot forgive themselves. And they wish they know better how to set boundaries. We learn when we learn. This is the reality. We learn when we learn. There is no advanced learning in life. We learn when the situation and everything is right. And with that frame, you can go back and see what you did, and you say, well, I did not know that. Now I know it. Now I can do better. I can behave better. Yeah. It's different, the Carmen that I am now, than the Carmen that I was when I was 30 or 15. Yeah. I cannot go and judge myself. So means a good understanding of your strengths, of your weaknesses, of your abilities. Everything you have in your toolbox means knowing yourself. And the studies have shown that when we have self-love, we are more willing to take chances, to take opportunities, to be successful, because we are more ready to take the world. Yeah. That self-love, or the love, the care that you have for yourself, it will protect you also from negative thinking. It will protect you from self-sabotage, and it will protect you from punish yourself. When you have this strong of self-love, you better tackle challenges. This helps you to relieve anxiety and stress. Let me put you two scenarios. If you are going to an interview for a new job and you have anxiety and stress, but you have high self-love, you will be still dealing with anxiety of the stress. Yeah, self-love may lower the anxiety of the stress. It will definitely lower, but you may still be dealing with, because anxiety and stress is part of life. Yeah. So, but you will be like, okay, I know I am anxious. I know how stressed I get when I need to get to that interview, when I get to have to do new things. What I am going to do? I am going to open the map. I am going to read where. I am going to prepare my clothes the night before. I am going to read my questions and prepare my answers. You know, when you have self-love, you tend to act toward your own benefit. When you don't have this self-love capacity, in same scenario, you will think, oh my God, nobody's going to give me a job. Who I am to get that job anyway? Traffic is really bad. What about if I don't find parking lot? This negative thinking stuff start kicking in, and you don't have the strength to stop it. Yeah, this is what you do with your negative thinking. It's just, please, not now. We have more important things to do. Not helping. Yeah. So sometimes you need to be a little strong with your negative thinking. And you say, no, Carmen, I cannot do it. Well, we talked about a couple of weeks ago about how to counter-interact slowly negative thinking. So I probably will not go into that today. So what happened if I am going to invent my own questions, because you guys are so quiet, so feel free to jump in. What happened if nobody loved me when I grew up? What happened if I didn't have adults who care and did a tender care for me? Well, if you are an adult, it's your responsibility now to provide that love. And the thing about love, the thing about self-love or love for others, is that it is like water. I love washing my hands, because if I work with paint, if I cook and have chili in my hands, if I cut onion, whatever I put in my hands, when I come with soap and water, it's always nice smell again. Isn't that nice? It's like so forgiving. Yeah. So this is love. This is love. When we start loving ourselves, doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter when, it starts really healing deeply. whatever it happened to you. So you can start literally, I will not say erasing, I say seeing a very different way. When we have this high sense of self-love, we are able to look these challenges as temporal. We have more sense of this is going to pass. Yeah, these too should pass. And we have that sense. We have that grasp better. Yeah. And that attitude also, the positive attitude is something that we can work on. So when we have self-love, we have faith. So when you have self-love, you nurture yourself, you foster your self-growth. Let's move into ways to fall in love with yourself. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay. Get to know yourself. Get to know yourself. That means spend time reflecting on your desires, on your reactions, have curiosity about the events that you experience and how you experience them. Have this intellectual, scientific curiosity. A scientific curiosity is, I'm going to put this in the microscope and I am going to observe. That's interesting. I cried in front of my boss, and I hate crying, especially in front of my boss. That's interesting. Why I cried? And then I start observing like, that day I have a very difficult morning. That day my son had an accident, or that day, I was already depleted, or I am so exhausted. So when I have this scientific intellectual curiosity, I am observing phenomenology. I am using phenomenology. I am observing the facts as exactly as I can, as they are. Not being scientific about it will be like, how dumb am I? Isn't that... It's so sad of me. Why I cry in front of my boss? That I am bringing the judgment. I am interpreting a reality. And when we are curious about ourselves, we don't want to interpret. Yeah. Working on letting go of your regrets and mistakes. Once you have this curiosity, once you explore, once you get to know yourself, ask people around you, what do you think are my strengths? What do you think I have positive? And then they ask many people around you, and then you will collect that information. Yeah. Don't go around asking what I have negative, because you can come up with those yourself. But positive, sometimes it's harder for us to come up with. At least personally, yeah. Sometimes I need to ask, go and positive. Work on letting go your regrets. You are not able to control everything. Let's settle that once for all. Yeah. No, we have no control. And you are human. We are going to do mistakes. You are going to do mistakes. And you probably did and will. Take those mistakes and take them as a gift from life to improve. What I did, I yelled at whoever, or I passed this red light, or, oh my God, I drank one cup of wine and then drove. What I can do better? That's the question. What I can do better? Can I do better? Next time that is a similar situation, probably, okay, what I can do better? I argue heavily with my partner. Okay. So what you need to learn in order not to argue the same way, not to have this fight the next time. What you can learn. So those are the questions, what I can learn too. And listen carefully. I'm not talking about what the other person can do. Because so many times in couples therapy, when I ask the person, What do you think can be improved? Oh, he can stop doing that or she can stop doing that. Like, that's not the question. What do you think you can improve in your relationship? Yeah. Work on your negative self-talk. We talk about it. Pay attention when you are not saying to yourself, please and thank you. When you are demanding to yourself. Sometimes, and this is, I notice in myself, sometimes it's very late in the night and I hate to leave dishes, dirty dishes in the sink. Yeah. So I hate that. But sometimes I'm so tired that it needs to be done. Like, who cares? Let's put some water, rinse them a little. And just next day will be better. Yeah. It's not that I was doing nothing all day. It's just I was busy. It was not intentionally. And yeah, sometimes probably I want to sit and watch 1 hour TV because I need it, because it's my time. Yeah. And if I didn't do the dishes, okay, once every month or once every 2 months or once every week is my house. This is why it's my house. Yeah. I don't have roommates. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. And if you have roommates, negotiate with your roommates. The thing is, don't be so demanding on yourself. Do your best. Don't be so demanding. Yeah. Be or think about the other person that you love. Sometimes when I am listening to my clients that they say, when I was 15, I should have done that. Okay. And I should know. Yeah. Okay. Do you know somebody who is 15? Yes, my daughter. Do you think your daughter is ready to do that? No. Why you would? If that's something so heavy to ask a 15-year-old, why you ask yourself now that? It doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, that's right. So sometimes we are more loving toward others than ourselves, even the own memory of ourselves. So work on your negative talking. And we talked a little bit before. Work on that. Literally work, like literally write them down and start working on these small stones that will change the direction of the big snowball. This is what it works for me. This small sentence works to make this move with this big ball. Surround yourself with positive people. Literally, I am hands-on people. Yeah, like open your list, open your notebook, and write the names of positive people in your life. And then, when you do that, you can ask yourself, how much time am I spending with them? Can I invite them for lunch? Can I make myself more present in their lives? Yeah. What I am going to bring to these positive people is not that I am faking who I am. It's just that these positive people, it probably will not stick that much if I come and complain about everything all day. It will not work. Yeah. They will be nice 1 hour, 2 days, but then after that they move on with their life. Do I need to be positive to be with positive people? You need to learn to be positive. You don't need to fake it. You need to learn and train yourself to be positive. Yeah. So you start creating these relationships. And once you are learning, eventually you will be that positive people for somebody else. It's kind of a lighting a match. Yeah. You go to the candle, light your match, and then eventually you will be the candle. Foster happiness. Okay. My goal when I put together the topic is like, I am going to be as much clear as possible on how. That was the goal today. Yeah, how. How I foster happiness, Carmen. My favorite thing to do is to have handy a list of 30 things that make me happy. If you are not still in the habit of living happily or with equanimity or with harmony, because that eventually will be the normal way of being. But if you don't have that, and sometimes in our lives, Even though we work, sometimes in our lives it's more difficult to have it. Have this writing list and handy. 30 things that make me happy. Having my milkshake in the morning. I love my milkshake in the morning. Walking the dog. Having a nap with my cat. Call my friend. I don't know, small things or big things, yeah. 30 things. Why? Because when you are in bad humor or unhappy or depressed, you don't need to make the effort to think. You just go to your list, read your list and say, this is the first thing, like SOS. This is the first thing I can do right now for myself. And then one thing lead to another and lead to another. So this is why it's your SOS list for happiness. And that nobody can do it for you. You need to write down 30 things that make me happy, that are accessible, yeah? Make me happy to go to France with Sue, to visit Sue. No, Carmen, that is not doable right now. Oh, how unhappy I am. See? No, don't do things like that to yourself. One day, Sue, I am going to go to France again. If Sue is still here. Okay. Work on self-acceptance. Okay? Positive emotions will flow through your being when you have this self-acceptance and self-compassion. It will be like a clear vessel. Yeah? The simple way to do that is not comparing yourself to others. It doesn't work. I remember when I started my podcast years ago. I started 6 years ago. And I remember I worked really hard. And I took a course and I put together everything. And it took me to take the courage to publish and everything. And then, I don't know, I never knew it was somebody by mistake or, who knows. I got in one day 14 or 17 reviews of 1 star in one day. And I was like sad and oh my God, I am the beginning, like, oh, I will never be a podcaster and blah, 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 blah. Fortunately, I was taking a class with a group of 200 and something psychologists who are podcasting. So they were very quick to get me out of it, of my misery. See the benefit of positive people? Yeah. When you have this self-love, your self-esteem doesn't get diminished. Yeah. When you have this self-love, your self-esteem is strong. So the events, the challenge, the pandemic, the losing the job, losing the partner, whatever, you get better at passing these transitions. Remember, it's temporarily. The pain, yeah. You will never forget ever that you lose a family member, never. But that acute pain is temporarily. It may last a year. Then after that is painful memories. After that is painful, yeah. But it's going to be temporarily. Eventually you will laugh again. You will have joy. New baby comes, new job. You are walking in the beach and you will start feeling this sense of well-being again. You are more willing to have this self-respect for yourself and say, hey, waitress, I don't like onions. I asked you the dish without onions, please take it back. When you don't have this self-love and compassion, it's like, oh, well, I better eat it because they forgot and they give me this dish. Yeah. So you have more healthy boundaries. Develop and learn to be guided to your intuition. Develop your intuition and learn how to be guided by it. And how I develop my intuition? Meditation. A lot of meditations in Insight Timer. Silent moments. These reflections that I told you about. Listening, practicing. My intuition tells me that. Okay, practicing. Yeah. Practicing how to listen your intuition. The more you listen, the more you put in practice, the more you start trusting yourself. Yeah. Give yourself time to express your creativity. This is another way. Give yourself time to paint or write or draw mandalas or knit or play your instrument or cook. Give yourself that time, that is sacred time to express yourself. And when you give yourself your time, that time, you need to be extremely aware of the purpose. The purpose is giving yourself time. The purpose is not to make the perfect painting, to sell the paint, to show it to friends, they make the perfect poem or create a perfect song. No. This is time for you to express your creativity. It may come with a very crappy poem, and that's okay. It was your time. Because as soon as you jump into, oh, I'm going to show this to my friends, you jump into, I need to take care for them. Yeah. So no. At least not in those moments. If you are creating something for your friends, it will be after that. Yeah. Or after that, you may decide it's for your friends or not. But give your time free expression, for free expression of yourself, of who you are. If you have the place and it's possible, give yourself time to chant, to explore with your voice, to sing. Yeah, for example. That's another way of expressing your creativity. Learn how to set boundaries. Healthy, clear boundaries. It is okay to say no. It is okay. Many times. I struggle a lot with Latino families in therapy, my Mexican, Salvadorian, Colombian families, because sometimes they have their therapy session and then they don't come. And like, why you didn't come? Oh, because my comadre came to visit me. Okay. Did the comadre announce? No. Comadre is like this important person in our life. It's almost a family member, yeah. So, no, they didn't announce themselves. Did you tell them you have your session? No, because they arrived. So, a lot of times in the first couple sessions, and sometimes they even, because I need to pay the session 24 hours before, sometimes I lost the price of the session. We need to work on them saying, sorry, you arrived with being unannounced. I have things to do. See you later. And then they learn that. Yeah. And then they feel better when they learn that. They really feel better. And then the comadre says, I better call next time to tell I am coming, yeah? To ask if I can come. So when you start setting boundaries, it's a process for yourself and it's a process for others. Be kind to that process because the others will be like, who are you? You never asked me to call before. Now you are all American. Yeah. Yes, I am all American now. Have a plan to develop your abilities. Create a plan. Like what ability, what strength, what point of my resilience, what part of my resilience I need to develop. And I'm going to make a plan. Yeah. I need to really improve my cooking skills. Because if I improve my cooking skills, I'm going to have a better diet. So I don't have the resources to go and pay for somebody to be cooking for me. I need to cook myself. Okay. What are you doing to learn to cook? I am going to open YouTube videos. Okay, that's good. Yeah. So you have a plan. How often? I am a therapist. Yeah. How often? Once a week. How many videos? One. Okay. So one recipe a week. Learning new recipe. Learning. Oh yeah. Healthy. Oh yeah. So you have a plan. Yeah. Have a plan to develop your abilities. I have the plan to ask my boss for an increase. Okay. Let's practice. Yeah. I am your boss. You are the other. Or I am the employee. You are the boss. Let's role play here. And let's see what it is helpful to you. See, everything is tied. From knowing yourself will help you to set boundaries. to know your abilities, to improve your abilities. And I am putting together everything that we say. To knowing yourself will also help you to work on your self-acceptance, to foster your happiness. You will know what makes you happy. To be positive, and when you are positive, you tend to be more with positive people, and it's a circle, it's an spiral. Yeah. To let go of your mistakes. So everything starts with knowing yourself. And when you know yourself, you nurture that part of you with compassion and love. Excellent. Very well. Today we talk about how love cleanses. It leaves everything fresh, beautiful, and bright. Just like the metaphor I use of washing our hands. That kind of love comes as a balm to our souls and purifies us. That's what has been discussing today. So I am truly happy that you have been here to make it until the end. Thank you so much. Now, let's talk about the challenge, as I promised. If this episode has inspired you and you want to deepen your self-love journey, I have a very special invitation for you. I created a 29-day challenge in Spanish, and it's designated to help you to strengthen your self-esteem, to reconnect with yourself, and to make self-love a daily habit. Each day of the challenge, you will receive reflection questions and a simple but very practical homework to help you transform the way you see and treat yourself. If you want to let go of self-criticism, embrace your authenticity, and learn to care for yourself with patience and compassion, this challenge is for you. Join this experience and give yourself the gift of prioritizing yourself. Find all the details in the episode notes. I will leave you a link, and start this journey of self-discovery with a supportive community. We will have a live session every week. We will have discussions. You will have your homework to do. You will have a little reflection every day. So I don't want to overwhelm you with theory, but it's important to reflect every day. And most importantly, I want you to remember that self-love is not a destination. It's a path that we walk every day. If you are ready to take this first step, I will be waiting for you in the challenge. This is Dr. Carmen Roman, and see you in the next episode.